¿Qué onda? Buenas tardes, soy Tito Lizárraga, patinador sonorense, y hoy estamos en exclusiva para E-Media con las leyendas del skateboarding mundial, Steve Caballero y Mike McGill. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. It's an honor for us to have you guys here, especially myself, that I started skating in '84. Well, here we go with the questions, guys. First of all, we all want to know what has been your best achievements in life as a pro skater or as a skateboarder. There you go.
Oh, well, for me, it's hard. I mean, there's been so many, a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but I think for both Steve and I, we're around the same age and we graduated high school around the same time. We were traveling for many years after high school, a few years, not making a living of skateboarding, but we were going places like Guadalajara, Mexico City, skating, and around the world, and we didn't have to pay for anything. So that was a great achievement for us because our families couldn't afford to send us places. And then I'm sure Steve will tell you some of the tricks that he invented. I invented a 540 aerial called the McTwist, and Steve invented this little trick called the caballero.
Caballero.
No hands with it. So
Yeah. So I don't know. I think my greatest achievement is to be able to maintain a professional status in the industry. We both turned professional in 1980. So to be able to still inspire kids at a young age in this era, I feel that's a great achievement because a lot of pro skaters, they get forgotten or they quit. And so, you know, me and Mike have been able to sustain ourselves to still be in the industry and people still get excited. You know, for like a little kid to come up and be super excited, it's like, oh, I get to meet Steve Caballero, Mike McGill. That's a great achievement, I think, you know?
Especially back in those days, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys ever thought, you can keep it, you can keep it. Do you guys ever thought being considered legends? Or you were just skateboarders that were like...
You know, when we first started skating, we didn't know what was going to come up of it. We just did it for fun. We did it because we had a strong passion. And we just continued to just do what we were asked to do. And being on a great team called the Bones Brigade and being part of the powell peralta, we got great opportunities to travel and to learn how to be a professional skateboarder and to learn to, you know, associate ourselves with people and promote the sport. You know, so we really didn't know what was going to happen with our love for skate. It formed into a job for us, then in turn turned into a career.
All right. And how do you guys met skateboarding?
We met when we were 13 years old. A guy named Stacy Peralta, who's a legendary skateboarder, put us together. We lived 3,000 miles away from each other. Everybody thought we all lived on the same block. Me, Caballero, Tony Hawk, Lance Mountain, but we all lived very far away from each other. And people were asking us this morning, like, how long you guys been like traveling and skating together? And I think almost 47 years now. So we're almost 39. So how does no? But I did want to say, you know, that, you know, it's inspiring to see these kids coming. I met some of the guys and girls. One was from Mexico City, one was from Guadalajara, and if they have the passion to skate, you know.
Yeah, that's a super good question. What do you guys think of girls nowadays doing these awesome tricks?
Oh no, it's great. It's amazing because they're all catching up to all being the same as the men, you know, as well. But just what I was saying is just their passion to come and travel, you know, all the way from those cities to little Hermosillo and skate this beautiful park is just inspiring to see. And it reminds us of us when we were little because we were so hungry to go skate. You know, we would have to do everything we could to drive an hour away to go skate a concrete park. We'd have to make little ramps and skate commercial areas, loading docks, you name it, right, Steve?
This scene here kind of reminds me as a child discovering skateboarding and finding out where there's a skateboard park and getting excited about it and the opportunities that arise. And so it's kind of, I feel like it's coming full circle where these kids are being introduced to the sport. And if they're passionate enough about it, they get really good at it. There could be some great opportunities for the boys and the women, especially now with the women, because they have a lot of people to look up to. There's a lot of great female skaters now. I mean, there's some that are way better than guys, and that was never the case, you know? So you cannot use the term, oh, you skate like a girl, because they rip.
Yeah. They rip, for sure.
All right. There's this question about us, about this movement here in Hermosillo. When you guys were skating back in the day, did you ever thought that there was followers of you guys, not on Instagram, you know, here in Hermosillo, like myself? You never thought about it?
Yeah, I mean, we don't. That's not something that we wake up and go like, I wonder if I have a fan in Hermosillo.
No, but I mean the places, you know, like there's gotta be skate park there.
Well, here's the thing. Like, remember I told you Steve and I were in Mexico City and Guadalajara on a tour, like 30 years ago or more, you know. And somebody yesterday came up to us in the park and said, hey, I saw you guys in Guadalajara. We're like, oh, I remember you. Yeah, you were that little kid Jimmy. So it's nice to see those people. And now they're skating with their kids over here in Hermosillo, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there is, back in the day too, there was this rumor about your grandma probably was from a small town here called Empalme. Is that true?
Yes, my mother was born and raised in Empalme.
Nice.
Yeah, so, and I came here before skating to visit, you know, a long time ago, visit family, but I only came one time, and then I never came back to Mexico, you know. But yeah, so I have roots here, Mexican roots. Yeah.
Make us prouder, you know. Like
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's my people here, you know. We're family.
Can you tell us about that awesome story about you yourself cutting your own model shoes, because they look rad when skateboarders cut the
For the half cab.
Oh, the half cab, yeah.
Yeah, so I got sponsored by Vans in 1988, and then they offered me a shoe, signature shoe in 1989.
Okay.
And a couple years went through, and skateboarding went down, vert skating, bowl skating went down, and it wasn't very popular anymore. And then street skating started coming up, and there was a huge interest in street skating. And a lot of guys that bought my high top shoe had this idea that they wanted to cut the shoe in half to make it lower, to just kind of like a cool little style. And I was like looking at that, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool, you know. And here I am, you know, I'm already at the peak of my career. I'm like, I want to fit in, you know. I'm like, I'm gonna cut my shoes and be cool, just like the street guys.
Like a skateboarder,
Yeah.
right? Like a company man, you know.
Yeah. So I did it, and I think I only lasted like 2 pairs, and I'm like, what am I doing here? Why don't I just make a phone call and say, hey, Vans, let's make the shoe like that. Let's call it the half cab, and let's produce them. And they said yes, and the rest is history. You know, this year I spent, actually 2 years ago, I spent 30-year anniversary of the original half cab. Yeah.
Well, guys, thank
Excited.
you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. My time is over.
Okay.
Can you guys say hello, E-Media, please? E-Media.
Emedia. Hola, Emedia. Steve Caballero and
Mike McGill. Hola.
muchas gracias. Adios.
Thank you so much, guys. It was super awesome.
All right.
I'll be here.